Well, like the title says, casual and cozy meets classic and timeless. We've got 3 collections here that I would say are timeless collections that we're going to go over with you this morning or this afternoon here in the Melrose showroom. The first one is Home for the Holidays. I'm standing here in Home for the Holidays. We've got a couple of different trees and a lot of new products here. These are classics. These are the things that are kind of rustic that we know our customers are going to be looking for. I just had a customer here today shopping around and they said, you know what, we need to do the tried and trees. We need to make sure that we're getting some of those classics. The other collection we're going to look at in just a little bit is Candy Cane Cheer. It's a classic. The peppermints, the swirls, the red and the white. We're going to take a look at that collection. And then third one we're going to look at this morning is Alpine Retreat, and that is the cabin in the woods, but it is elegant and it is styled and it is a classic. So timeless collections are what we're looking at for these 3 segments here inside the Melrose showroom. Our Dallas showrooms are open right now. You're welcome to come in and shop. You do not have to have an appointment for that show. If you'd like to get an appointment still for Atlanta or Las Vegas, please feel free to reach out to your Melrose rep, but it's not necessary. We would love to see your face in one of our showrooms coming up for this season. Let's get started right now with this little tree. I know you can see the designer tree behind me, and I know you want to go over there and you want to take a look at everything that is there, but we're going to take a look at this little tree first. We've got some glass ornaments here that happen to be the fox and the reindeer, and they're just really, really cute glass ornaments. You can see their personality, but this is something that has that general broad appeal. That's what we were talking about why this is a classic collection. It has that coziness, it has that comfort level, these beautiful bronze colors, and we've got that trending little bit of gold. We keep talking about that warmth, that buttery gold color that we blend into every one of these collections. You're going to see that across these ornaments on this cute little tree that we put here in Home for the Holidays. We got 2. We got the full 9-foot designer tree, and then we've got this little 5-footer. The other thing that I want to point out here on this tree that's really, really important and classic is bells. And the old world bell look is something that is trending upward. We've had our first couple of sets that came in last season. You want to make sure you're going to get some bells with some kind of a clanker. Some of them are metal, some of them are going to be wooden, but this is a look. This right here is a trending item that has been going up for us. It started last year, and then we have it in about 6 different collections this year. Almost all of our old world bells are metals. Some of them do have an enamel finish on them. A lot of them have this rustic look or this weathered look for them. When you're buying bells, this is something you're going to want to look for. Make sure the inside of your bell looks good too. Okay, so make sure that when you're checking, you want to make sure that wherever you're hanging this or you're placing in wreaths or you're putting it on your tree, that there will be customers that will see that for the inside of the bell, so make sure you're taking a look at that. Gorgeous little metals here. Everything has that little bit more aged look, but definitely that warmth and color and that golden tone here in this collection for Home for the Holidays. I love this little tree. I could just pick this little tree up and take this in and just sit it down, and I'd be perfectly happy with the little jingle bells and the whole package. We're going to look here real quick at this shelf topper that's got some brand new laser cuts that were coming on some wooden stands, and it also has some new votives that we have. If we look at the shelf topper up above, we've got some wired snowflakes. These are metal, and they are covered with the jute. And so that gives us a lot of dimension and look, and they are going to be in a couple of different sizes for us. The other one that's really hot, and I've already seen customers coming in, they walk over and they touch this one. They're just drawn to that nice red color of the jingle bells and that star pattern. It looks a little bit rustic. I mean, it's got that appeal, but it also brings that red for the holiday into focus. As we slide down, we're going to see those icons in metal that are on stands. We have a couple different ones. We have the trees, and of course we have the deer. These are something that have been trending for a couple of years, having your sculpts or your laser cut metal pieces mounted on a wooden block. The votives are in style. These have the pine trees. We are showing these 2 different ways on this shelf. This is the warm tea light with the orange glow. We did place the Fia Flame, the medium size, in the bright white for holiday in this look. Now, not all candle holders and not all votives appeal the same to everyone at Christmas time. Some people like to have the bright white, and some people like to have that warm orange glow. We wanted to make sure that you were able to see both of those this morning. As we drop down, we have some more candle holders here with our Fia wick pillars. Nice scenes along the side. This one in the back has the snowman with the little pocket windows. I just want to make sure that you get to see that. Here's some little birdies that we have. Now, here's what's appealing here about these birdies. Again, we're looking at those golden tones. And so we've got the golden tones across the feathers and on their little earmuffs and hats. That's going to carry across no matter what collection that we're going to be looking for. There's a couple of different things that we have available for you in the natural woods. Let's talk about this really large piece on this center table. If you're looking for something that makes a statement in your store, this is a nice sturdy piece. It has those nice long lines, but it is a rustic wood piece. But look at the height. So as you're building your display in the middle of your store, you're trying to draw the interest of your customer, and maybe even in your front windows or your display windows. This is a very nice piece to do that. Our other friends here are very nice focal points, and they happen to be these deer. These are very nice looking woodland deer. We usually have some deer that come in gold, and we have those in frosted champagne, but the fact that these have the tawny browns, they're very natural looking and very lifelike. So the eyes on these deer, incredibly lifelike, but good size. So again, we're looking at large focal piece sculpts that you can work with to build your display. You're going to find those in Home for the Holidays. Then hanging here on the edge, and I want to show you these here and on our designer tree because this is our second set of old world bells that are here in this collection. This one's got a clank of metal, and so we've got some metal here. I'm going to pick it up. Looks good on the inside too, so where we're hanging it, but this nice leather piece that we're hanging it off of, just really nice. And then this larger one has the wooden clank. Sounds a little different. I did have a customer come in and tell me, when you touch the wind chimes or the bells, would you please let me know what it sounds like? And so that's for you. We are seeing some other things here in this collection that are resonating with our customers, including the natural wood look. So not just the rustic that's over on that other table, but the smooth, contemporary, but natural wood look that we see here in this tray that is a tree shape. And then we have this one that's got a little bit more of a lip on the outside. And so there's a little bit more of an inlay for this piece, but all natural woods, but very contemporary. These are nice and smooth, as opposed to the rustic that we see over on the table. We're just going to look at some more of the new products that are coming across. You can see the appeal, right? I mean, the appeal is just immediate. You look at it, you go, okay, I love the greens. I love the textures. I love the quilting pattern. We got the classic star pattern here on the stocking. We have that on a couple of different pillows. We also have it on the Dolomite planters. And so that kind of home coziness feel is what's pulling this collection together. I do want to take a look up here at the top. We have those shiny ball ornaments. We were just talking about these in Merry and Bright because they have a blue, a green, and a brighter red. But what's trending about those translucent glass ball ornaments, two sizes, and you can put them together just like they're shown here, pair them right on up. But the fact that they're super shiny, it's the super shiny finish on the outside of these glass ornaments that is making those trend. That's something that is hot, hot, hot right now. And again, the other old world bells. So if you're wondering, well, what do I do with my bells? Do I just hang them? Do I put them on the shelf topper? Do I put them inside of my tree? The answer is yes, yes, and yes. You can put them on all of those places. A lot of people like to put them on banisters. They like to put clusters together. They even mix the different looks of the bells and put them together in clusters 3 or 5. We also know that people put them on their front doors. And so if you're looking for other things that you can create inside of your store custom for your customers, combining different custom ribbons for your customer with those bells is a really good idea. And here we are. This is what you really, really want from me, right? You want to take a look at this designer tree. And it's a beauty. There's no doubt, from the top all the way down to the bottom. I can just work my way around and see lots and lots of ornaments that I like. This nice metal look here, this nice iron heavy metal look. It looks heavy, but it is not. So we've got the rocking horse and we have the ice skate in that type of a finish. We have some glass ornaments that have botanicals encased inside of the glass. Isn't that pretty? So that's a real botanical inside of that glass. Now we talked about, especially over in Blueberry Woods, the new trending disc ornaments. So no longer are the disc ornaments just round or square with an icon on the top. So this sheep is actually cut out to the size of the sheep, and it is an envelope shape, so it's got the depth there, has a nice enamel finish front and back, and we have these ornaments here in this collection, as well as over in blueberry wood. So that is something that is new. That's a new twist on an old favorite. So if you've been a disc ornament buyer for a long time, you kind of know what I'm talking about. This is kind of our classic pattern. This one just happens to have a nice little hen. She's probably making some nice eggs for Christmas dinner, I'm thinking, sitting on her little nest. Here's the sister to that one, and has a nice little barn. And oh, look, some little galoshes out there and a few little trees. Very nice disc ornament, edged in red on that one. And then, you know, you're going to also see some touchy-feely things here. Comfort comes into play. So we're looking at this nice burlap that has a nice texture here, but this woven ornament. Now these come in some different shapes. There's some trees, and there are 3 of the little trees, and then there's different size ball ornaments with this woven look. We also have these ball ornaments with some seeds on them, and I'm going to look for that for you. But here's the little tree, and these come in 3 different shades. I'm going to part this real quick for you, Shelly, so we can see our danglers. We'll make the noise too. Sounds nice and charming. But this is our sheep, and we have another one on the tree. I'll be looking for that one for you down here at the bottom. And we have our horned cow. He sounds a little bit different than the sheep, but our dangle legs, and they are actually bells. Cute little bells for the holiday. Everything here is charming. You do want to touch it. This is a nice woven ribbon here across the top. When I do touch it, I can feel the stitching here across the actual evergreen. But then this one, you feel it. Every little piece of it, it just has a good touch to it, a good feel to it for the fabric. Not quite a burlap, not quite that strong. This I always love because it, you know, it just gives you that look of leather. Just gives you the idea of being, you know, on the ranch. A little bit of that Yellowstone-ish kind of look that we've had in the last few years. I want to make sure that you do get to see this nice sculpt that we have in here with our deer with its black antlers. Really makes a statement here on the tree, and we haven't talked about it, but they're right here, front and center, are these wooden stars. And look at the jute hanger of rope and the hanger that comes with these stars. These are a very nice piece. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it a couple of different times. The air is on back here too, so I feel like whenever I touch something, it may get away from me a little bit, but as you touch it, it really starts to move for you nicely. And we move around. And you can see all the natural wood there, but these are a nice statement piece for these stars that are available to you. And I grabbed another disc ornament there in the back. I'm loving this tree. It is definitely very comfortable. The ornaments here have that natural influence to them, but also the softness and the touch and the texture. And so you feel like you can walk up to each one of these ornaments and you can touch them, and they're all going to have their own particular texture to them. Same with the moose. So we've got a moose here. I want to come over here and touch him. Usually when we see flocked surfaces, we're seeing snow, but that's not the case this year. We're seeing this nice velvet feel on the flocked sculpts that we have brought in, and nice design shape. Nice smooth lines for the deer that are available to you. Pretty gorgeous here in home for the holidays. But this is the cozy, the casual, but it is the look that a lot of our customers are looking for. This is the kind of thing that our regulars that come in season after season are looking to buy from us. And that's kind of the same when we transition into candy cane cheer. It's a classic, it's timeless. And so this tree here, well, you're just going to see all the reds and whites, whether it's going to be the piping on the edge of the poinsettias that are shaped here, this big plush snowman that's holding a candy cane. You're going to see the recurring theme. Whether you're actually seeing the swirls and the peppermints or you just see the red and white here, it's all going to work together. Nice, huge glass ball ornaments here with a nice red and white stripe. We've got some plaid coordinates here coming in, another glass ornament. This has 5 different peppermint candies on this one spray. I'm going to turn it down just so you can see the little peppermints, but there's 5 on this particular spray. There's another one that has candy, and it has 11 little pieces of candy, and so we'll be looking for that one as we come through. Pretty glass ornaments here. We've got this nice peppermints on the tree. We got Santa. Santa's driving the street. Now, he's probably a terrible driver, isn't he? His steering wheel is made out of a peppermint, and he's holding a candy cane while he's doing his driving. I don't know. I would take my teenager driving before I'm going to let that Santa ride around with me. More of our peppermint snowmen are up closer to the top of the tree. We put 3 in the very, very top of this tree. And we have the candy cane stitched ribbons coming down throughout this entire creation. I mean, everything here is classic and timeless because of that red and white combination. I do love that they went and got some white snowflakes to host our snowmen. So we've actually attached them to the white snowflakes inside of this tree. Kind of looks like they're sledding or skiing on top of the snowflakes coming down this designer tree. Now, did you see one of my favorites? I'm going to point it out to you. My favorite ornaments here happens to be this little, and he kind of looks like a snowman, but he's actually a candy. And so he's our little peppermint candy, and he's got little peppermint pinwheels as his arms. He is super duper cute. He is a glass ornament. He's got, look at his little feet. His body is translucent, but he's got the peppermints on his buttons, the nice little red and white scarf, and then he's got his little arms sticking out through the sides there. Adorable. He's just adorable. There's no way around it. We're going to look then here for our first look at our tinsel products. So here in Candy Cane Cheer, we have a lot of new heavy tinsel products, including the two wreaths that you're seeing in the background and these two tall standing trees that are on stands. They reflect a lot of light, and they're fun and they're festive. And so it ties in perfectly with the candy cane theme. As we look down at this table here in the front, we're going to see some new ceramics that we have and some dolomite. So these are some dolomite pitcher and a vase here. And then we also have, ooh, isn't that nice? This is a very nice cookie jar with no pole on him. And in the back, we've got Santa and we've got a snowman. They're the same. We can lift their little hats off the top of them. But I really like the snowman. The snowman is, well, first of all, he holds many, many cookies, and this cup holds lots and lots of cocoa. So I think that's a good combination. We're going to just keep looking at some of all these new products that all have the same recurring red and white, whether it looks like the peppermint coming down in the icicles or the white with the clear that are bending together. I'm going to pick these up so you can see all the detailing here on these nice trays that are coming in. It looks toll painted in the white with a nice vibrant red. I just had that customer in here. We went through this section. We spent a lot of time in peppermint sheer. One of the things that she said absolutely is a must for her customers, and I thought this was really important to share, is that you can't go wrong buying the red. She goes, if it's a good, strong, vibrant red for Christmas, she said, I'm not going to go wrong with that. If I get something that's a little off in color, or if I get something that doesn't going to match with something else, she goes, maybe I'll end up with something that's not moving so quick. But a classic red like this, she said, that goes. It's fantastic. It's perfect. And so that's what you're seeing here in this peppermint collection. Lots of the ribbons on the ribbon roller available to you too. Ask your Melrose sales rep how many different red and whites that we have for you that you can do your creations with. We're going to see a few more of those poinsettias with the red and the white on the edges. We're going to see some ball ornaments put together there. This ornament is actually hanging down here with the white snowflake. Now, this is available as a spray or available as an ornament itself. So you can get that design two different ways. Here are a couple more of those bells. I got to crank it for you so you get a chance to hear it. The customer that was saying that last summer, she's like, please, 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 I have to hear what the bells sound like every time you're going through the showroom. So we want to keep doing that for you. Here's another shelf topper. We've got our fabric wrapped candy canes, Santas, trees. These are some best-selling Santas that we've had and we brought back this season for you to take a look at here in this collection. We're going to turn around, kind of, sort of, because we're on the back side and we're going to see the rest of the tinsel-covered lighted pieces. Look at this reindeer and how large it is. So if you're doing fun and festive, if you're doing something that's youthful for your display, this is fantastic. He's large. You're going to be able to build a really nice looking display for yourself with this reindeer. The lighted packages too. I mean, we have them here on the table. They're showing a lot of light. They're reflecting a lot of light. They're lightweight, okay? Like these are, I wouldn't even guess, under 2 pounds. They're very light, but they are wired. They're well constructed. They're wired on the top. They're going to hold up season to season. But look at the size of them that you're going to be able to work with. And you can put these in trees or on the table just like they have right here for you. Before we leave the lighted area, this is going to be a little hard to shoot. we have some stakes. And so the garden centers, I know you guys are always looking for the stakes, right? So we have lighted stakes that will go into your planter, some new ones here for you. The peppermint candy and then the snowflake. I mentioned that there's a spray with a lot of pieces of candy, and this is a good cut value. So I know some of you are looking for good cut values. A lot of different pieces here, a lot of pieces of candy. So if you're a florist and you're looking to take a spray and do some cutting on that so that you can decorate several different pieces, maybe some of those dolomite pots that I showed you earlier, this is a good one for you to pick up. And I like those lighted planter inserts that we have. Then I'm going to slide on around to the front side, and we have 3 more of the cone trees and the tinsel, but then we have our new mice. And so these are here in peppermint cheer, but they look a little bit different than the other peppermints that I showed you because we do have a good color of green with them. Soft and textured. Their feet are nice and textured. They have nice little cuffs down around the feet. They can be shelf sitters. I'm going to pick it up for you. Nice and heavy, okay? We've got a nice weight down in the bottom of these guys. So they're going to sit in your sled fine. They're going to sit on the edge of your shelves. These guys are weighted too. So we got a nice weight for them. Wherever we're going to pop them, they're not going to fall over. See that nice thunk sound? Well, we're all about sounds in this part of the showroom. These guys are little wobblers. Isn't that fun? Now, if you put this at a level where some kids are going to come in your store, expect them to wobble these guys. They're going to wobble them like crazy, but that is definitely fun. Or find a place in your store where you might have a little bit of natural traffic, or close to the front door where you're opening and closing the door. They're going to wiggle a little bit. Wiggle wobble. They're going to wiggle and they're going to wobble. That is definitely a lot of fun. As we get ready to say goodbye to the Peppermint Classics and all the fun, we're going to go to Alpine Retreat. And Alpine Retreat is definitely a classic because everything here has that cabin in the woods appeal, the mountainous appeal, outdoors, but take a look at the overall effect. We've tied in a little bit of black here. We've got that warming gold accent, even on the pine cone. You see the pine cone all the way up there at the top? We're still seeing that trending gold accenting all of the pieces subtly, and you want to make sure that you have that, but even on the pine cone pieces that are at the top of this. Classic plaids, classic browns, classic black, reds, and greens. That's what we're seeing here. A very warm look to Alpine Retreat. This is the moose right here in the center of this for the sculpt. Very contemporary. So I'm going to kind of just pull this down a little bit so we can take a look at him. The cut lines are smooth. So this is not rustic, it's contemporary. And usually when we do something for cabin or alpine, we have more rustic or mountainous, kind of unrefined finishes, but that's not the case for 2025. We're looking at actual contemporary cuts and design on the pieces and the sculpts themselves. This is very detailed as well, with the cardinal riding on its back. The cardinal itself, if I run my finger across here, you know, it's teeny tiny. I mean, it's really little here, but I can feel everything along the feather of that cardinal that's in there. A lot of details are added, but in a very classy and sophisticated and elegant way here in this collection. We've got some pine cone clusters that are come in. The plaid finish hollies are on a spray that we have here with the classic red, green, and a little bit of that dark, dark color right in there with that dark, dark blue. And it picks up beautifully with the rest of the ornaments that are here. We've got our Santa down below, and he is trimmed in black. So he's got a black fur and a little black mittens on. He's ringing one of those old world bells. Well, he's trending and didn't even know it, I bet. And then we've got some other bells here. A jingle bell that's an old world bell. A classic disc ornament with one of our deer on it. And then some new ones with that flocking that we discussed. And then a little bit of the accent of the glitter on the outside of that. Everything here is contemporary. So we're seeing a contemporary take across the alpine look. Now we're going to turn slightly to see some of the new products that are coming in to correspond to the tree. Again, that wood finish and that laser cut metal is very contemporary and very smooth. So as we have our tree and our deer on the wooden stand, this one has the 3 trees and the 2 deer. The other one is going to have the 2 and the 1 deer. The lengthwise, you know, we've got 3 different lengths here going. This one in the back is going to be longer, but these are going to be taller. So as you're designing, you're wanting to keep that in mind. The deer theme we keep seeing over and over, but I love the deer. I love the one that's in the tree, but let's look at the ones on this table. The moose stands out. And so we have 3 moose here on the table, 4 actually, and look at their antlers. They just have that nice smooth curvature coming off the top. And that's something Ken and I talked about a little bit because, you know, there's a difference. There's a big difference between whether we're seeing something like this where we're seeing the eyes and we're making that contact with an animal or with a sculpt, or this one in the back where the face has been removed. And so this is a little bit more contemporary styling than this one happens to be. And so that's kind of how he described that to me, and I kind of see it now. I see what he's talking about the cut lines, the lines across the face, the coloring on the body itself. These sculpts right here are definitely very contemporary and trending. We've got our fun little birds. You know, we have birds like this over in Blueberry Woods. They're decked out in blue over there, decked out in red over here. Frosted champagne, I think we have them in a nice buff color. So different colors for our birdies throughout the showroom. Before we leave, I got to say hello to our little deer, looking up at our larger deer, because those are always something that our customers are looking for. And then if you're looking for something uber elegant and uber contemporary, we have some different sculpts for you other than the wood look sculpt here. They are the black deer, and we're looking at the removal of the face, removal of the eyes, and the detailing here, but nice, smooth, and sophisticated. And look at the curvature. Okay, that is what we're looking for, and when we're calling it contemporary. I've had a few people ask that question, and when I see it, that's what I'm looking for to talk about. This deer, the same thing. Look how the breast of the deer comes all the way down. Nice, smooth lines, very elegant. The 2 tall taper candle holders, those new lanterns are hot. We know our customers are already talking about that. If you're looking for a very nice piece of garland to hang down, these are glass. So these are black glass garland beads, very heavy. So if you're a designer and you're looking for something that's going to have some heft to it, this is what you're looking for. I'm going to put this down gently on the tray. And then 2 more sculpts on the wall that I want to make absolutely sure that you get a chance to see here. The bear, and he does not have the eyes or the detail on the nose either, so he's very contemporary. And the moose. And the moose antlers themselves have that curvature down on the inside of the antler where it's just nice and smooth, almost bowl-like, pulling that out of the outside of that antler. We're going to make a turn again and take a look at our black bears, because the black bears are fun and they tie directly into that look and elegance that you add to your Christmas. Very animated. So all of these bears here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they have the cardinals in with them in different placement in the tree, on them, on their back. This is kind of cool that it's got the 2 of them here. Many of you like to buy new things with cardinals because of remembering your loved ones. And so by adding that extra little cardinal in there, that just kind of gives you an extra reason to sell that to your customer. Your customer will come in and say, well, I like the bear. Oh, we got a cardinal too. Then that gives them a little bit more perceived value. And so that's something that you're going to be looking for. Before we leave, the eyes. So all 5 of these have very lifelike eyes, very lifelike faces, and so they're making eye contact with your customers while they're on your shelf. And so those are very fun and lively. They're going to be definitely kind of, when you're building your displays, you always want to make sure that the eyes are looking different directions, and Ken does some great videos talking about how that works out. Here's a couple smaller moose with that same look, smooth cut lines all the way across, but they happen to have some blanket saddles on them for the winter season. More pillar candle holders that are in black. That same black look is coming through. And then we have a totally different look in this collection. It just kind of changes on us a little bit. We have a little small tree for this, but we have this nice soft green. And so some of our new products include this very intricate and contemporary laser cut metal piece with a rounded top. And then we have the sculpt up above on the wall, and it has those nice, strong, contemporary lines, but this is in a lighter color and a neutral. And so 3 different sculpts that could go on the wall. I know those are very popular for you guys. You want to make sure to take a look at those in Alpine Retreat. These are great too. These are battery powered. They have an ombre effect in the green, and then they have the fairy lights on the inside. I have to point those out, and they've put them on the side of the wooden stands. These are very, very beautiful, especially when we're turning the lights off at night here in the Melrose showroom. Those really, really, really pop. I want to thank you for joining me for 3 classic collections here from Melrose. I hope I was able to point out some trends to you, those old world bells for sure, the contemporary styling and cutting, especially on the moose. That's very important. And of course, those classic and timeless candy canes. So we are open right now in Dallas. We are taking appointments next week for Atlanta, or some of us are already here and shopping. And also in 2 weeks, we're going to be in Las Vegas. Hey, did I mention we're celebrating 40 years at Melrose? We are. So when you're coming into market, make sure you come on into our showroom first. We've got some badge holders, some calendars, some bags. We've got some stuff for you. We're going to have deals for you. So you've got to come on in and celebrate 40 years in business of always better at Melrose.